Hey, so this is section 0.6 for Math 116, factoring. So question number 13 in your book on page 39, this is page number 39, says factor the following: 7x squared minus 10x minus 8. So if it says factor, there's a good chance that it will factor. So every now and then you get one that won't, but this one probably will. So the way I look at these is you think, well, there's a 7 and an 8. So you know you're going to do, it's this reverse FOIL method thing. We have a something, and so you have x squared and an x here, because you know these two things are going to have to make an x squared. So the trick is this 7 and 8. And this is the way I look at it. You have 7 over here and 8 over here. And 7, well, that's really 7 and 1. Those are your only ways to get 7. 8's a little trickier. 8 could be 8 and 1 or 4 and 2. So now it's a little bit of a Sudoku mind game that you can play in the nursing home, where you think, well, okay, 7 times 8, you're kind of trying to do the FOIL method backwards. So 7 times 8, that's 56. I'm looking for this negative 10, trying to see which combination will give me negative 10. And because this right here is negative, I know 1 is positive and 1 is negative, right? Because negative, it only happens if 1 is positive and 1 is negative. So I know I'm going to have a positive 1 here and a negative, and I'm going to fill in the blanks. I have some blank, 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 and blank. So back to our combinations, and this is where the fiddling around takes place, and you get better at this with practice. So just enjoy the fiddling and think, wow, I'm growing my mind, I'm getting smarter, I'm practicing. So 7 times 1, 8, that's 56, that's no good. 7 times 4, that's 28, and then that would be minus 2, no, that's too big. 7 times 2, that's 14, and then that would be 4 times 1, so you have a 14 and a 4, that's getting close to 10, right? 7 times 2 is 14, and then 1 times 4 is 10, and if you subtract them, that equals the negative 10. So if that was negative 14 and positive 4, I'm getting negative 10. So now we have to go back and put this into the equation. So I want let's do a 7 here and a 1 here, 1x. So I want 7 times 2 times 2. That makes 14, and I want it negative 14. So I have these things. Let me get my eraser. It's going to be white. You guys are going to have to do with that. All right. So 7 times 14, I want that to be negative. So I'm going to put it in, I'll make it in black. Negative. And 7, so then the 2 times 1, that'll be positive. I'm going to have to, here, hold on, I'm going to fill in the blacks. It's driving me crazy. Sorry, I found. So 7 times 2, I want this to be negative because I want negative 14, so I make that a minus. And then this part is going to be plus 4 because I want the minus 8. Again, I'm not writing much, I'm thinking a lot more than I'm writing on the paper. So now I'm going to double check it. I have a 7x, that's good, minus 14x, 14, plus 4x, I'm using the FOIL method now, like that, minus 8, so that gives me my minus 10x, and I'm good to go. So this is the factoring solution. So for these problems, you might have a little bit of notes on the side, a little scratchy mess, and then you'll get your answer. Here's the proper answer. This factors into 7x plus 4 and x minus 2. Another one, question number 37. We have 10x squared plus 19x plus 6. My notes are weird. I can barely read my handwriting. Make sure that's right. Plus 6. 37. Yep. Okay. So again, we have this 10 and this 6. This is going to be a FOIL method one. So we want to figure out what times what is, we're going to get this plus 19 with 10 and 6. So you have 10 up here, 6 over here. So 10 could be either 10 and 1, or it could be 5 and 2. This is sort of how I think of it. 6 could be 6 and 1, or it could be 3 and 2. And we're looking for the magic combination that's going to give us 19. So I just kind of start messing around with it. I go 10 times 6, that's 60, then 1, that would be too big. So like 10 and 3, that's 30, and then 2, 32, nah, it's not close enough to 19. Okay, let's go to here. 5 and 6, that's 30, and 2, that's a lot like 28. Okay, so how about this? You know, if you did 5 and 1, that's 5, and 12, and that's more like 17. That's not going to get us 19. And then how about 5 and 3 is 15. And then Sorry, my writing's confusing. 15 and 4, oh, hello, that's 19. So I'm looking at this combination, 5, 2, and 3, 2. So if I want 15, I want like this, plus 4 gives me 19. And again, this is sort of just playing around with it. My daughter's 8th grade math teacher named Mr. Donaldson, he had this awesome way of figuring out, there's like a quick little algorithm where you do it, and I'm going to try to track that down and give it to you guys. So look for that. But in the meantime, and notice this is plus, so it's going to be plus on either side. Or it could have been minus, but since this one's plus, it's plus. So now we want 5, a 5x, and a 3x. Oops, a 3x. How about a 2x? This is the first part here. 5 and 2, that gives us the 10 for the first case here. And now plus, I want the 3, 5 and 3 here. That gives me 15, and then 2. That gives me 4, and now let's check it. I should check in blue. This is my trial one. Let's see if I'm right. 10x squared plus, that was that one. Foil method, outer. 15x plus this thing, 4x plus, that is 6. That gives me 10x squared plus, hallelujah, 19x plus 6. So your answer is 5x plus 2 and 2x plus 3 is the proper factoring of that one. And I'm not going to give you one that doesn't factor. That's me. Okay, number 55. This is a kicked cube. So you have x cubed minus 64, and it says factor this one. Well, this would be much harder if they didn't give you the nice factorization with cubes formula on the bottom of page 39. And this is probably one you want to write down on your card. And here is the difference of two cubes. It gives you this formula. A cubed minus b cubed equals a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So you're going to want to write down these factorizations with cubes. You might as well put those on your card. Why not, people? Factorization with cubes. So the reason I did that is I'm looking at this. X cubed, that's x cubed. And 64 is 4 cubed. What? 4 times 4 times 4 equals 64. Yes, it does. So now I'm going to use this formula, but the x is a, right? And the b is going to be 4. So I'm just going to plug in with the formula. And that gives me, remember x is a, b is 4. So x minus, b is 4, 4 times a squared, x squared, plus a times b, x times 4, or 4x, plus b squared, 4 squared. So I took an extra step. Most of you would have gone straight to x minus 4 times x squared plus 4x plus 16. So this formula, the factorization with cubes formula, makes that much faster. So yay, thank you for that.